Hello beauties, hope you're doing amazing. I'm back for another to buy or not to buy. In these videos, I talk about makeup that has released recently or it has been sneak peeked. But the goal of this channel is to make sure you're not overspending on makeup. Let's buy things that are adding value to our collection and not buy everything that's releasing. So we're going to be talking about new releases from that angle, and I'm going to do my eye look as I'm talking about new releases. Let's get started. Okay friends, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying these videos. Also revealing, I'm going to continue using Bella Beaute Bar's Bejeweled palette for the mattes. And because it was Earth Day earlier this week, and honestly, it shouldn't just be one day that we think about the earth, okay? We really need to do a better job. So I decided to pick Sculpture, which is one of Clionadh's Earth Vibrant Multichromes. This was released as part of their extensions that they did during Christmas. You remember that box? I have an unboxing, I have swatches, all that good stuff. I will tag that. Also, I'm using this color because Clionadh is right now having a sale. And I know not everything is available for the sale, but anything that is available is, I believe, 20% off. Don't quote me on that, but you can go look at their website. Also, you can stack someone's code on top of whatever the sale price is. Now, this is something I'm excited about, which is why I'm using one of Clionadh's shades to show you the shade in action. Also, if you're still deciding what to buy, I have a Clionadh swatch playlist. I'll tag that in the description box below. I have a lot of Clionadh related videos. I also did a video talking about earthy singles where I swatched 2 of Clionadh's earthy singles. That's also in the description box below. But too much conversation, let's get started. And beauties, because this is going to be the time to care about nature, I'm not doing a candle today. In fact, I've burned my hand, you see that? But I have some tea here that's gonna keep me going during this video. Oh, and also I am wearing a Clionadh shade on my nails as well. This one is Waltz of the Flowers, and this is the shade Waltz of the Flowers. This was also part of their Christmas box release, but they have these available as singles, and also you can buy the whole everything I think that released in that Christmas box as a bundle, or some of those. Also, let me know below, do you want me to do Clionadh nail lacquer swatches? Because I have a lot of nail lacquers. Also, beauties, if you're picking something from Clionadh, I'm so curious to know what you're picking. So write that in the comments below, please, because I'm just curious. And I can just tell you all that I'm thinking about picking up some nail polishes. Yeah, more to come, more to come. I'm trying to control myself, but you all know I have been such a good girl for 4 months. And I need some nail polish. Clarity Cosmetics is sneak peeking a whole lot of things. Pressed glitters. I don't know who's asking for pressed glitters. Who's asking for pressed glitters? I don't know. Somebody might be. This looks like it's already available. I mean, I keep saying who's asking for this, who's asking for that, and brands keep releasing those kinds of things. So I'm sure somebody's asking for them who is not me. I don't do pressed glitters. I don't do plastic-based glitters. I do mica-based glitters and mineral-based glitters, which are safe for the eye, which are the ones that, for example, Clionadh shades have. But this looks like it's just plastic glitters, so no. But Clarity has also sneak peeked this palette. Now, they have been sneak peeking a whole lot of palettes recently. It looks like the name is Forbidden Love. I think that would have been a really good theme for Valentine's Day, right? So I don't know why it's coming out now, but hey, there has been delays. There has been delays shipping from other parts of the world. I believe Clarity is made in China, so, you know, shipping might be delayed. Maybe this was supposed to release earlier. But I'm not picking any up. If you're wondering why, you can watch my video where I talk about my no-buy extensions. I'm focusing significantly less on palettes and much more on singles. Oh. It looks like Give Me Glow is relaunching their Christmas Morning palette and Vintage Rose palette. And I remember when these palettes came out, I really wanted to own them, but it just never happened. Now, if you all remember, Give Me Glow recently changed their pan size. So normally it was gigantic, 36 or something millimeter, and they moved to standard 26 millimeter. So these are the relaunch with smaller pans, which are much better because I have never hit pan even on the 26 millimeters. So it would just be a waste of money and product. So now they have changed the prices to $28. It used to be $34. So I'm not buying, but if you've been waiting on any of these, you can go check their website. They're saying that they still have some of the larger pan ones on sale. So maybe this is your chance to pick it up if you were waiting. I can do both of these and more, so I'm not picking anything up. So Gloss Gods is revealing something that looks like a nudie palette. I'm trying to see if it's eyeshadows, but it might be face things. No, it's not my type of thing. So curious to know what it is because I like Gloss Gods as a brand and I like their quality, but I'm probably not going to pick anything up because I'm going to no buy and also because nudes, no. Hourglass is announcing this new ambient lighting palette, Golden Rose Edition, and no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I rarely wear anything on my face and I have enough of stuff to wear on my face even if I wanted to wear something on my face. Beauties, if you all remember, these 6-pan ambient lighting palettes used to only launch around Christmas and holiday times as a special, and one year, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, I bought it. It used to be $80. I'm guessing with all the price hikes, this is probably 100 something nowadays, and I remember buying it one year and I just couldn't bring myself to use it. So I brand new returned it to Sephora. So no, I'm not buying, and I don't need, and I definitely don't have even $80 to spend on something like this. Moving on. It seems like Glisten Cosmetics is releasing Chroma Magic liquid liners. This, why do I feel like they had this? Maybe because a lot of brands had these. But I thought Glisten already did a series of liquid multichrome liners or sort of eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadows, not liners. It says these are buildable coverage. I am not a type of person who wears liquid eyeshadow, so not for me. I also don't have a price. And let's be honest, whatever color it is, I probably have it in 50 multichrome eyeshadow formulas, so I don't need a liquid version. You can also buy this in bundle if you care. And beauties, if you want to pick anything up, don't forget to use someone's code. You can use someone's code on everything I mentioned so far. Okay, last week I talked about this, the DD Signature Ultimate Cappuccino palette. It wasn't released at that point, and now it is. 95% neutral, so it continues to be a no for me. Retailing for $34. A palette of 4 shimmers and 8 mattes for $34. I don't know. It says they're duochromes. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like $34 is a little much for that. But the price of everything is rising, so at some point I feel like I'm going to stop saying that. Do you think this is too much? Or is it just me? Let me know. I don't want to just keep complaining about prices if everybody else thinks they're justified. Okay, you know what? Let me get started because this is going to be a shorter video because not a lot has released. We're going to continue with Refer brushes because Refer's sale is still going on. And if you wanted to pick anything up, you still can. I've been asked how to use multichrome shadows in eye looks. So one thing that I do is that I look at the shifts and I try to either match the mattes that I'm going to use to the shifts, to some of the prominent shifts, or to pick a complementary colored matte to the shifts in this shade. So in the case of Sculpture, because we do have sort of a tealy shift going into green, I'm going to start with tealy greeny shades. So I'm going to choose the first option of using a matte that is one of the shifts of this shade. Maybe in a future video, I'll show you the other possibility. So with number 15 from Refer, this is a mini. I'll go into this blue. I've already primed with this Glam Light base, and the reason I use this is Glam Light is also having a sale on these bases. I think they're buy one get one 50% off. I'm putting this blue in my crease. Now why are we using a blue? Sculpture has a tealy shift. It also has a purpley shift. So you could pick a purple, you could pick a very dark purple, but a purple color is comprised of a blue and a red color. That's how you get purple. So if you pick blue, you're kind of almost aligned with a purple color. And then, as I mentioned, that shade also has a teal shift, which is a mix of blue and green. Now that I'm done with the blue, I'm gonna just go into this one. This is Labradorite, which is a tealy color. I'm gonna blend it a little bit on my hand. This is not brush number 13, regular size. And this is going in the outer V. Now, one thing to remember is if you want the shifts of a multichrome to show, you want to put it on enough surface on your eyes for the shifts to actually have the opportunity to show. If you put it on a small surface, it's going to look flat and people might not see the shifts, which is why I'm putting this color only at this edge. I'm not going to try to bring it to the middle part of my eyelid. And I'm also going to use this color under my lower lash line. Okay, continuing with Jolie Beauty, who has released this. Now, you all know I'm not all about neutral colors, and this is a 90% neutral palette. It's also gigantic. This is like 28 shades. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of all the quads and the 9 pans that Sigma Beauty released some years ago. What was it, like 2021, 2022? This looks like literally all of those in one palette. Now the swatch photo of the palette looks more colorful than the palette itself. I don't know what's going on there, because in the palette I see mostly browns, but in the swatches I kind of see bluish grays, and I also see a lot of mauves. So I'm liking the swatches, but not for me. I can dupe this. They also have Air Matte Liquid Lipstick, $20 each. No. I have to be honest, the price for the palette, $53 for that many shades, is not a bad price. They also have 5 liquid eyeshadows, also $20 each. I already mentioned I don't do liquid eyeshadows. Now the lipstick colors are nice, but I have enough lipstick. I have a lot of these colors as lipsticks, so no. And I don't have $20 to pay per lipstick, so moving on. Chupa Chups toothpaste? Is this for kids? This better be for kids. $13 a piece? Either for kids or for like diehard fan of Chupa Chups. Okay, if you were dying to pick up Twilight and Colourpop collab, it's restocked. I already duped this and I loved the dupe. I made amazing looks with it, so I'll move on. So we talked about this cool neutral palette from Sigma some weeks ago, but this is a better photo where you can actually see the colors. Again, not all cool tones, but we've talked about it, and moving on. Sugar Drizzle is dropping a couple of new palettes. I have not used my Sugar Drizzles in over a year. I'm thinking about selling them. Yeah, and I can dupe these, both of them, probably with what I have. I think one of them is glitters. Is one of them glitters? The photo makes it look like glitters. I don't know, and I don't care. I have, so moving on. One unique thing about Sugar Drizzle 3-4 years ago was that they would have multichrome shades at a great price, but nowadays so many brands offer that, you know, it doesn't feel as special anymore. What's this? Mille Filles Official, the Cat Paw palette. If you know me, you know I love cats. And I would totally go buy this just because I love cats, not because any of these colors is my color. I mean, these are super, super light shades. These are eyeshadows, right? Yeah, eyeshadow palettes. Not person of color friendly in beauties. I'm Middle Easterner, so I am a person of color. These colors are probably not going to show up on me. I mean, not a bad price, $11.35 each, but why am I looking at the price when I know this isn't going to show up on me? I'm only thinking about it because it's a cat paw, and I'm not going to buy a cat paw palette just because it's a cat paw. Moving on. This NYX is releasing some things. Buttermelt blush. I don't need no blush. $10, honestly, after seeing all these ridiculous prices for blushes. Thank you, NYX, for not giving us, I don't know, $30 blushes. But I don't need, and I'm not going to buy. Danes or Dennis Beauty, $63 for a very, very, very light tone palette that has, okay, I don't get it because most of those shimmers look like the same color. Like they look a smidgen different and nobody's gonna see that smidgen from a hand's length. I can guarantee you. Clearly this kind of a color story is not for someone who likes this kind of eye look, right? Enough said, moving on. Gourmand Girls has restocked this one, Secret Groove palette for $30. Don't forget to use someone's code if you're picking anything up. Highlighters from Touch of Glam that are already available. 12-pan highlighter palette. And very strategically, I don't have a price because Touch of Glam is ridiculously expensive. I do like a lot of their stuff, but I don't need highlighters. They look beautiful though, but I don't need them. And you don't need them either, beauties. There's nothing special about these highlighters. You probably have these colors already in your collection. Let me get started with the star of the show. I'm gonna pick a base booster from BH. Putting a dab of this here. And I'm gonna go into Sculpture. And I'm putting it over that color. If I did not mention, I do swatches and whatnot of this color in a video that I just did about shifty singles with a neutral shift. So if you want to see more close-up swatches and all the shifts of this color, you can watch that video. Now with the same brush that I used on that teal shade, I'm just gonna mix this edge, just making sure it's not super, super jagged and they look good. Okay, I love this look. And I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna pick another color from Clionadh. This is one of their circular pans called Elixir. This was another one from the Earthy Shifty Singles video that I did. This color is available. It's actually not even sold out on Clionadh's website. I'm gonna use this using brush number 3, not the mini. This brush doesn't have a mini size, in my inner corner. This shade is so beautiful. It has a very diffused hint of green, so it really goes with all the teals in the look. Okay, so that is the completed look. I have a couple of more things I want to talk about. Actually, more than a couple of things. Now that we mentioned Clionadh, let's talk about this. That they are releasing more fruit lighters or highlighters that I'm guessing are fruity colors. I like to see what these will look like because, you know, would the green be green or would it just have a hint of green? Would the orange be orange or would it just have a hint of orange? So I kind of want to see what this is. Are they going to be multichromes? I'm very intrigued. This hasn't launched yet. It's going to launch sometime in May and I can't wait to see the reveal. But Clionadh, can we get rid of plastic packaging, please? You were doing such a good job with getting rid of that bulky packaging from Dragon Fruit. And the next thing I want to talk about is this one, which is from Shine by SD. This is something they're releasing for green lovers. I've mentioned many times in my videos that Shine by SD singles are so unique. You are not going to get the same kind of shades from any other brand. The textures, the formula, the quality, all of that. So I could argue they're worth the price, but if you can't afford the price, obviously you shouldn't buy it. I don't know if this is only available as a package or whether you can get singles from this. If you could get singles and I was still intrigued, by the time they have a sale, I might add something to my to pick up list. I also like to see more swatches, right? It's very difficult to say from a swatch photo what something is going to look like. For example, Willow. I imagine that has a green shift, but I can't really see the green shift. But at the moment, it's all a no. Moving on. I completed the look off camera and I put everything that I used in the look in the comments below. I'm gonna post a reel of this eye look on my Instagram if you want to see a close-up of the look. Now let's go to this last item, which is last but definitely not least. Amy Loves Makeup's collab with Adept Cosmetics. First of all, many congrats to Amy. As I always mention, it's so exciting when I see collabs in the space. And it was very, very hard for me to say no to this. because it has a lot of neutral browns, which I keep saying I need, and Adept palettes are magnetic. And I saw Amy's video swatching this palette and the swatches looked amazing. But I think I can dupe this palette. And I have a very tight budget that I've put myself on as part of my partial no-buy. So I have to be very, very picky on the palettes that I pick up. And I think I can dupe this. 4 months ago, I would have said I don't have any cool tone matte browns, but in my past few purchases of singles from different brands, that's kind of all I purchased. So now I feel like I have a good number, and I don't want to go purchase something that I'm not 100% sure I can't dupe. But again, congrats to Amy. I'm so excited for her. This is a beautiful palette, and I think both the palette and the blush set go really well together, because if I had both of them, I would actually use both of them on my eyes, assuming that they're all eye safe. Another thing was that the palette did remind me a little bit of the collab between Colourpop and Frozen. You all remember that palette? And I ended up not using that palette as much as I thought I would, which was why I was like, would I really use this palette as much as I think I would, you know? And that's all for today, beauties. If you like this video and you watched it this far, give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. I have a playlist for these to buy or not to buy videos that is going to show up on the screen, and you should check it out if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe before leaving if you're not subscribed yet. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and until next time. Bye.